foundations supporting all life on Earth. They provide the mechanism for turning sunlight into usable energy for life. To do this, plants have two essential requirements: light and water. In this program, we'll examine how plants get and use light and water to synthesize the food molecules that are the basis for all life on Earth. Plants convert sunlight energy into chemical energy through a series of complex chemical processes. This conversion is called photosynthesis. Green plants get their color from a substance called chlorophyll. It is found in organelles called chloroplasts within the plant cells. The entire process of photosynthesis takes place in the chloroplasts. Besides light and chlorophyll, photosynthesis requires carbon dioxide, which the plant takes in from the air through pores in the leaves, and water, which it draws up through its roots. During photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide and water combine, utilizing sunlight energy that is stored in the chlorophyll. Glucose and oxygen result from this reaction. Some of the energy from the sunlight is stored chemically in the glucose molecules. This picture of photosynthesis is just a summary of the whole process. It shows you what goes into the reaction and what comes out, but not all of the complex reactions that take place in between. Glucose is a simple sugar. It is converted into starch for more long-term storage within the plant. A simple experiment demonstrates that leaves require light to produce starch. We use iodine to test for starch, because it changes color when it comes in contact with a starch. If we put a drop of iodine on a leaf that has been in sunlight, it shows that starch is present. But a drop of iodine on a leaf that has been sheltered from light does not change color. No starch is present. We can use the same test to show that chlorophyll is also required for starch production. This is a variegated leaf. Notice that some sections of the leaf are not green. They lack chlorophyll. After boiling the leaf for a minute to break down its waterproof layer, we can test both pigmented and non-pigmented sections. We see that the sections with chlorophyll contain starch. The sections without chlorophyll do not. Photosynthesis is the conversion of light energy to chemical energy. It requires the presence of water, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, and light. Glucose and oxygen are the products of photosynthesis. The glucose is converted to starch to store the energy. You can use iodine to test for the presence of starch. Glucose and oxygen are the products of photosynthesis. Glucose is a simple sugar, shown here as a thick syrup. The energy that went into photosynthesis is stored chemically in the glucose. Glucose is also a building block for cellulose, which is an important part of cell walls in plants. For longer-term energy storage, glucose is converted to starch, which can be converted back to glucose when needed. Many plants have developed special structures in which to store starch. Familiar examples are onions, carrots, and potatoes. Animals, including humans, eat them as a valuable source of carbohydrates. This source of stored energy is vital to other organisms. Plants usually synthesize more energy than they need, which means that every other living organism can directly or indirectly use the products of photosynthesis as a source of energy. Remember that photosynthesis produces oxygen in addition to glucose. You can demonstrate this fact with a simple experiment. Overturn a funnel on a small amount of the fresh water